were doing a nut out, and we were going to raid a village. We had blackout lights, we had our NVGs on so that way we could see. We started off climbing up a hill, which we thought was the right path. Turned out it wasn't, so we had to find a way down that mountain. So we ground guided to turn around, get back into the convoy, and get back on the right path.
At that point, I literally just relaxed myself. I'm like, all right, all the sketchy stuff is over. It's just relaxing from here.
I followed the truck and it took the right turn in front of me. I kept my spacing and he went down fine. I didn't. I found a 3-foot drop off.
Every time you hear of a rollover, it's usually ends bad. So when people start yelling rollover, you get that quick adrenaline rush and you start to get worried. You don't know what's going to happen, so you're just kind of bracing yourself.
This happened so quickly, it started rolling and I was able to get out rollover, and then all of a sudden we were on our side.
It was all just a blur. It was just shaking, and then all I heard was creaking, and then we were on our side.
You have no time to react. So if you think that you're going to be able to put on the seatbelt or helmet, like prior to, like, there's just no way.
My first thing was thinking of the soldiers next to me. I had to make sure everybody was vocal anyways and able to let us know they were okay.
So it's hard to get people out and they're upside down or like laying backwards or strapped in, hanging, and so like your immediate fear is just to make sure everyone can get out of the vehicle and be okay.
I got knocked out, so my saw landed on my face, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't really remember much. I just remember waking up and someone was on top of me.
I was in the medevac Stryker with our first sergeant, and we got a call over the radio that our lead vehicle had rollen over.
My initial fear when I heard over the net that there was a rollover, you don't know how bad it is. You don't know how many casualties there are.
If I could describe it in one word, it'd be pretty hectic. I'm afraid somebody's died.
There was a crowd of people around the truck trying to pull people out, and then they started screaming medic over and over again. So I ran up there, and that's when I found the unconscious soldier. I was prepping myself for any possible scenario. Well, in this particular incident, everybody was wearing the proper PPE and suffered mostly minor injuries. Lack of those restraints would have caused people to roll around, greatly increasing the risk of possible fractures, broken bones, pelvis, spinal fractures, and on to more severe things.
If I didn't have my helmet on, it definitely would have been way worse than what it was. Like, I still have the mark on my helmet from when we finally landed, like how my head went back and hit the back of the Stryker.
If we didn't have our seatbelts on, all our PPE, we would have been in a world of hurt.
Wearing the helmet, wearing the seatbelt absolutely saved a lot of us soldiers' lives within the Stryker. We landed on our side, so the soldiers that we were kind of looking up at, had they not been wearing their seatbelts, their entire body weight would have come onto us.
You hear about these incidents, but actually seeing one and experiencing it with people that you know and you work with every day, it's definitely different.
I'm very thankful that everyone was able to walk away because it could have easily been a very different case.
I felt good that no one actually seriously got hurt, and that we were able to come back together as a group. And I mean, that means a lot to me.
Before we go out, usually we do rollover training, what to do during a rollover, how to react. One of the main things we talk about is just yelling rollover so everyone's aware that you're about to roll over. And especially before you go on a mission, you put your ammo and whatever else you need inside the vehicle. And you have an SOP, so the standard operating procedure within the squad of usually how you're going to secure everything.
Whether it be helmets, extra helmets that we can talk to people within the vehicle, ammo cans, ammo, that kind of extra stuff. Everything gets tied down so it alleviates the possibility of flying objects during a rollover.
You always do have a safety brief, and they always make sure that they reiterate that you need to have, all your seatbelts on, your helmet on, your iPro on, your kit, all your, equipment.
We've trained our VCs, the vehicle commanders. We've trained them to anytime anybody gets into the back, they scream out helmets and seatbelts. And then it gets echoed back. So basically you have to have your helmet on and you have to have your seatbelt on.
They all did a fairly good job at expressing important safety to us and making sure we understand why we have to wear it.
As a leader, I care about my Joes or my dudes, and I want to make sure that they're okay. And I've seen a lot since I've been in the Army, rollovers, accidents where people have been injured. And so it's important for me to make sure that they're safe and they're secure. I don't want anything to happen to my guys, so that's my main worry.
You never expect it, and you never think that something terrible is going to happen. It's in those times where people get too complacent. It's in that case where something does happen.
One of the things that I've noticed with people that are new to the units, especially with vehicle operations that we do, is they don't understand the danger that's present with military vehicles.
Inside the Stryker, there's not much room. It is extremely uncomfortable. Once you add the extra gear on with your kit, your helmet, if you're wearing a backpack, some guys have to carry radios. And so there's a lot of equipment, so that makes it even that much more of a tighter space. You have guys across from you, your legs are literally interlocked like a zipper all the way down inside the truck.
I still strap myself in, but I just thought like these trucks are supposed to be strong and like protected, so why would we wear seatbelts?
But I was always wondering why we had to wear our seatbelts when we're in a big old Stryker. I figured nothing would really happen.
The seats are pretty uncomfortable, so you want to move around to readjust yourself to feel more comfortable. So I think that's probably the main reason people don't wear them. And they've done the mission so many times that they're, not thinking about that accident that could happen. They're kind of thinking about the past and how many times they've done it, and they feel kind of safe within the vehicle, so they don't think about wearing it.
A lot of guys don't like even wearing their helmets when they're inside the Stryker. There's so many metal handles that are within inches of your head.
But they don't realize that vehicle weighs 24 tons. That's 48,000 pounds of painful metal. And if you fly around in that, you're a bunch of toy soldiers in a can just shaking around.
Safety is extremely important in our job. There's so many aspects that one small mistake can lead to someone dying. And that's the unfortunate truth for our job. And everybody has to take a part. If they see someone being unsafe, whether it's in the motor pool, at the company, during training, they need to address it.
I would tell the other soldiers out there is you never think it's going to happen to you until it actually does happen. And it is a very scary thing. And safety takes 5 minutes.
This has definitely been a big learning experience, being in the rollover, making sure you gotta wear all your proper equipment, your seat belts and all your safety equipment. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure, even at my level now, that people are still wearing all their stuff that they need to. That way no one gets hurt.
Make sure you're using all your PPE, make sure you're buckled up.
I don't want to see any of my good friends die for something that they could easily fix.
Safety is too easy. It's way too easy.
If you value your life, you value your limbs, buckle it up.
You're somebody's son or daughter, and taking that small inconvenience is worth being able to continue living your life.
Safety has to be at the forefront of everyone's mind, so medics, we don't have to do our job.
Your safety is all that really matters, and if you're out of the fight, it ruins the mission, it ruins everything, and you need to be wearing the right stuff no matter how uncomfortable it is, because it can save your life, and going home is the most important thing. So you always got to remember that. Your family's waiting for you.